Good morning, everybody. We're going to be working with on page 184. And I'm not going to be doing all these problems today. It's a lot for Mr. Brown to complete in one video. But I'm going to do about four. I'm going to do about like 4 or 6 of them so that you can see what we're doing, what strategy we're using, and then you're going to be solving the rest in class. So let's start with A and B. We are going to be comparing each pair of fraction using greater than, less than, or equal to, and we can use any strategy we want to. We can use multiplication to make common denominators. We can use tape diagrams to model each comparison to make common denominators. We can use an area model to make like units or common denominators. So it depends on what you feel comfortable with. Me personally, I'm going to use multiplication to show how to use common denominators and how to look for common denominators when we are looking at mixed numbers. So let's do the first one here. I have 5 and 3/4. I have 5 and 3/8. You should already see by now that this is really hard for us to see. We need to make common denominators to absolutely make sure that they are which fraction is larger, or which mixed number is larger. Sorry. We have 4 fourths and we have eighths. So you should already see that we can change those fourths to eighths if we multiply by 2. You should see this. You should see that we should make this 4 and we should make it a 8. How do we do that? Well, let's use multiplication to help us do it. So I'm going to multiply the the denominator by 2 and the numerator by 2. And this mixed number is changed to 6/8. And now when we compare them, you can easily see which fraction or which mixed number is closer to that whole, and 5 and 6/8 is definitely closer. All right, let's try B. So let's go into 5 and 2/5. And 5/8. Here you should see that 5 can become 10 if we multiply. So we want to change fifths into tenths. Let's use multiplication to do that. I know that I can change this fifth into a tenth by multiplying by 2. Now my mixed number has changed to 4/10. Now we have common denominators, if you see right here, 10 and 10. We have common denominators. However, though, even though we made the common denominators, still this 8/10 here, much larger than 4/10. It's almost closer to a whole. It's closer to a whole. So our answer is 5/8 or 5 and 8/10 still. All right. So let's go to the next one. Let's go into 5. Let's go to C here. And remember, if you need to pause this video at any time, you totally can to catch up. And remember, you can rewind to kind of see, check your work, and understand what we're really doing here. All right, let's go to 5/6. And we have 27/5. So we got to make this fraction greater than 1. We have to make that into a mixed number. So let's do our multiples of 5 to see how close we can get to 27. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. If I go one more, it's going to go over, 30. So 25 is our the one we want. So we're going to take out 25/5, which is 5 whole. And then we are going to have 2/5 left over. So this is 5 whole and 2/5. This is still hard for us to see, though. We still need to make common denominators here. We have to finish it out in order for us to see if 5/6 is the larger fraction or mixed number, or is 5/2 the larger mixed number. So you should see that we have fifths here. We have tenths here. We need to change this fifth to a tenth. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to use multiplication to do that. I'm going to multiply this by 2 and the numerator by 2. Our mixed number has changed to 4 tenths, and this has remained the same. And I can see here that 5 and 6 tenths is still the larger mixed number. It's closer to a whole by 2. So our answer is 5 and 6 tenths. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's do 5 2/3. And 5 and 9/15. You should see, you're looking at it first, like, can I multiply one fraction to make them common denominators? And here you can. You're going to have to be creative, though. You're going to have to know, can 3 go into 15? So if you don't quite know, use your skip counting to see. So 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. Oh, it does. And it does 5 times. So I'm going to multiply this fraction, or this mixed number, by 5 to get 15. So I have 5 10/15. I still have 5 9/15. Look how close this is. Man, this is really, really close. This is why we make common denominators. Common denominators. 10/15 is closer to the whole by 1 only. So this is the mixed number that is larger, 5 and 2/3. By 1 is crazy. All right. I want you to finish the rest here. I'm going to try E, try F on your own. And if you struggle with it, then make sure to watch the video closely in order for you to understand what we are doing here. So solve E and F. You got to make them into mixed numbers. So do that first. All right, we are going to continue. We are going to work with 7/2 and 7/3. Which one is larger? Which one using greater than, less than, or equal to signs? So let's do 7/2. So I know that half can go into 7, 2, 4, 6. So 3. So I'm going to take out 6/2, and I'm going to have 1/2 left over. So my mixed number now is going to be 3.5. And for this one, for 7/3, I know that I can take thirds, and I can take 3/6, so I can do 6/3. And I'm going to take out 1/3 left over. So this is actually 2 and 1/3. This one's a gimme. 3 whole is larger than 2 whole. So boom. And then for this one, you should know 12/3. You should know that 12/3, 3, 6, 9, 12. So 3, 6, 9, 12. You should know that this is 4 whole. All right, that one's pretty simple. And then 15/4. How many times can 4 go into 15 if it can go evenly? 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, so 12 is where we're at, so we're going to take out 12/4. And that's 3 whole. And how many do I have left over? I have 3/4 left over. So this is actually 3 whole and 3/4. And no, this is still a larger fraction, or a whole number actually right now, because it's 4 whole. 4 whole will beat 3 and 3/4. So this is larger. Okay. That's it for today's lesson. I want you to try the rest. Look back to check your work. Make sure that you are doing everything right, making common denominators when you need to, and converting those fractions greater than 1 to mixed numbers. Happy hunting. Good job.